You ever notice how every time a billionaire's tax return leaks, the internet loses its damn mind because the guy paid less in taxes than his assistant? Elon Musk 2021, total income on paper, zero. Jeff Bezos, multiple years, zero federal income tax. Meanwhile, you and I get our W-2s in January, and it already feels like we owe the government a kidney. And the loudest voices online scream, "That's not fair." But here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. It's not unfair. It's just a completely different game with completely different rules. And the craziest thing? Those rules are public. They're written in the tax code. Anyone can read them. The difference is, almost nobody does. That's what we're going to walk through today. Not some loophole only the ultra-rich get, just the actual mechanics of how wealth at that level actually works, and then, more importantly, what it quietly tells the rest of us about the game we've all been playing. Most Americans believe one core thing about money. You work, you get paid, you pay taxes on what you got paid, you live on whatever's left. That's the social contract we all signed up for, right? Salary, taxes, take-home, lifestyle. It feels fair because it's linear. You can see it. You can feel it every April. But once your wealth hits 8, 9, 10 figures, that linear model becomes the single dumbest way on earth to get cash into your bank account. Because salary is the most heavily taxed form of money that exists in America. Ordinary income rates, right now up to 37%, plus state tax, plus payroll tax, if you're still paying yourself one. So if Elon Musk paid himself a $100 million salary tomorrow, he'd hand roughly $50 to $55 million straight to the government before he bought a single bottle of water. Instead, he takes a salary of basically zero, sometimes literally $1. Tesla pays him in stock awards and options, compensation that is taxed later, if ever, and at the much lower long-term capital gains rate. But here's where it gets wild. Even when those options vest and the stock price has gone to the moon, he still doesn't have to sell the shares and trigger the tax. He just walks into a bank, Morgan Stanley, Goldman, JP Morgan, whoever, and says, "I've got $50 billion in Tesla stock. I'd like a loan against it, please." The bank looks at the collateral, says, "Cool," and wires him hundreds of millions, sometimes billions, at insanely low interest rates. Right now, 4 to 6%, secured against the shares. That loan is not taxable income. The IRS literally does not see it. It's just a loan. So Elon gets cash today, spends it on whatever, Twitter, rockets, houses, whatever, and the interest he pays on the loan is usually lower than what the stock appreciates every single year. Translation, the collateral keeps growing faster than the debt is costing him. This is called buy, borrow, die. You buy appreciating assets, you borrow against them to fund your life, and you die still holding the assets so your heirs get a stepped-up basis and the capital gains tax just disappears. It's not a hack, it's the actual tax code working exactly as written. Now, let's bring this down to planet Earth, because I'm not here to make you feel small. I'm here to make you dangerous. Meet Derek, 38 years old, lives in the Denver suburbs, married, 2 kids, golden retriever named Cooper. Senior product manager at a mid-sized SaaS company, makes $178,000 a year base, plus maybe 40 to 50K in RSUs that vest over 4 years. Total household income around $240K. Derek thinks he's winning. He's in the top 5% of earners. He's got the Tesla Model Y in the driveway to prove it. His effective federal tax rate last year was 26.4%. Colorado took another 4.55%, payroll taxes, etc. All in, he handed over roughly 35% of his income before he even saw it. That's $84,000 gone every year for the rest of his career. Let's run the math out loud so it actually hurts. If Derek keeps this exact trajectory, 3% raises, same tax bracket, works until 62, he will earn roughly $7.8 million pre-tax in total salary and bonuses over the next 24 years. After taxes, he'll clear about $5.1 million. If he lives on $140K after tax per year, which is already tight in Denver with private school and 2 car payments, he'll have about $1.75 million left at 62 to invest or retire on. That's not life-changing money anymore in 25 years. That's hope the market does well and please don't get sick money. Now let's flip the script and play the same game the billionaires play, only at the middle class scale. Instead of maxing lifestyle every time he gets a raise, Derek decides in 2025 he's going to live on last year's spending number. Every single extra dollar of raise, bonus, or vesting RSUs goes straight into a taxable brokerage account buying VOO or SCHG, whatever. He still pays ordinary income tax on the bonus or the vested RSUs when they hit his account, but once the cash is in the brokerage, future growth is only taxed at long-term capital gains rates when he sells. More importantly, once he's got, say, $500K to $1 million in that brokerage in 8 to 10 years, he can start doing the exact same borrow against it move. Schwab, Fidelity, Interactive Brokers, all of them offer portfolio lines of credit at 6 to 8% right now. You pledge the securities, you pull cash out, no sale, no capital gains event. Derek can borrow $300K against a $600K portfolio at 7%, buy a rental property in cash or with a tiny mortgage, have tenants pay the rent that covers the interest plus principal reduction, and now he's got real estate cash flow plus the stock portfolio still growing. Or he just uses the borrowed money to keep lifestyle flat while his W-2 keeps rising, which accelerates the whole snowball. 10 more years of this, and Derek wakes up at 48 with $3 to $4 million in assets that are throwing off $120 to $150K a year in dividends, rent, and loan proceeds, most of it either tax-free or taxed at preferential rates. He can quit tomorrow if he wants, or keep working because he actually likes it, but now on his terms. The gap between Derek at 38 and Derek at 48 isn't luck. It's just choosing to play the asset column instead of the income column. Salary is what you get when you trade hours. Assets are what you get when you trade ownership, and ownership compounds while you sleep. Hours do not. Look, nobody's saying quit your job and YOLO into meme stocks. That's how you become a cautionary tale. What I'm saying is the richest people in America have already shown us the actual playbook. They just showed it to us in 10-digit numbers, so our brains dismissed it as, that doesn't apply to me. But the mechanics work at 7 figures exactly the same way they work at 11 figures. You just have to stop treating your income like a trophy and start treating it like seed capital. Every extra dollar you don't spend is a brick in a wall that one day pays you to stay home. That's it. That's the whole game. So the next time someone tells you just work hard and you'll get ahead, you can smile, nod, and quietly keep building the thing that actually makes you untouchable. Because time is the only asset you can't borrow against. Everything else is negotiable. I'll see you in the next one.